Welcome to the Torchcast. I'm your host, Kip and happy December. If you're listening to this on the day it came out, it's December 1st already, which is insane. Today with me I have Devin Anderson, a guy I found begging for money outside of a liquor store.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Devin.
Hi, and thank you for giving me that nickel.
I know.
It made the difference.
Were you able to get the M&Ms you were looking for?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. I was thinking you were going to get something with more substance, maybe a sandwich. But
yeah, something with alcohol even.
Yeah.
It was a liquor store, but I didn't.
Well, they sell all kinds of things at the liquor store.
Yeah.
But Devin's not actually homeless. He is a PR major, and you're graduating soon, right?
Yeah, in like a week. 2
Oh,
weeks.
nice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I have an interview with a company in Birmingham, Michigan this Friday, and I don't know. Yeah, I still need an internship, so I'm walking, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not graduating or I don't get my certificate degree until
Right.
I complete that. So life is still a mystery at this moment.
When you said Birmingham, I thought Alabama.
Yeah, someone else said that to me too, and I might just decide to go to Birmingham, Alabama.
I've heard good things about Birmingham, not so many great things about the state of Alabama as a whole.
Right. Yeah, that might be a terrible stereotype, but I kind of agree with you.
Well, I didn't say anything specific.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe it's just a gross place.
I just think of accents, southern accents. And
yeah. Well, I lived in Kentucky, and I got used to I like the accents. But all right, let's see. Devin, you're graduating in December with a PR degree. You need to do an internship. Anyone listening, if you know of any internships,
please hire me.
Yes, the liquor store you're hanging out by might have internships.
Might offer an internship to do with like recycling or something.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
All right. I wanted to ask you about, you're doing a telethon soon.
Yeah, it's called the Avocado Telethon. So I don't know why, I just have a fascination with doing like projects or things. Like when I was little, I used to make bands and ideas for albums, and I didn't even play an instrument.
Right.
And so my current project that I'm very unqualified to do is this live stream. We're raising money for the Wesley House's emergency student food pantry.
Yeah.
We kind of just wanted to do a live stream on Facebook, my roommate Meredith and I, and then we're like, well, we need an excuse. So we're like, cool, we'll raise money for charity. So we have a GoFundMe attached to that. If you search the Avocado Telethon on Facebook, you can find that. Basically, we're just going to have a bunch of artists, musicians, puppeteers, yo-yoists. We're going to have a live recording of Jordan McNaughton's Free Toy Inside cereal podcast.
Yep.
A bunch of stuff just for 12 hours on December 9th.
Okay.
So from noon to midnight, December 9th, you can tune in on Facebook. We're going to try and have as many people share it as they can so that as much of Ferris can see it.
Right.
As possible.
That's really cool. I wonder if I would fit in anywhere in that. I'm just kidding.
I think you would.
I'm just kidding. I think you're a really creative person. You said you like to work on projects, and I think I know you pretty well from working with you at the Torch.
Yeah.
I think you're just really creative.
In fact, this very medium that we're on right now
is how could I forget?
A project of mine.
How could I forget? This is Devin's idea, the podcast for the Torch, called the Torchcast.
Yeah, and you've now exceeded what I did because I think I only did 9 episodes.
Well, if you want to...
You've taken the show in a completely new direction and now done way more content than I did.
So. Well, if you want to talk numbers in terms of how many listeners, I think you got me beat.
Oh, I haven't kept up with views of either of them.
Well, I'm very competitive.
I know they were probably in the high dozens for me. So.
Well, we hover around 60 after like a week.
Okay.
But I think what's happening is like hundreds of thousands of people are listening. But the problem is they like broadcast it in like a stadium. So people gather, like hundreds of thousands of people gather.
For live
right, exactly. And they play it, but it's only the one play. But, thousands of people hear it, and I have millions of fans.
Sure, yeah. And I'm sure all your social media reflects the actual number of people that...
Right, exactly. So I think I have 400 or so Twitter followers.
So they're being suppressed somehow, too, because you would think that would be in the millions.
Yeah, and I think what it is a lot of people don't have a Twitter. So they have a friend with a Twitter account. And they go to their friend and they say, hey, let me look at Kip's Twitter. And they get caught up.
Like with HBO Go or whatever. It's like, dude, let me give you your Twitter password because I don't want to pay for it. Exactly.
Because I think HBO Go, they probably, let's say they have 1 million subscribers. I bet 3 million people actually watch it consistently.
More. Yeah. I know my friends and I, it was about probably 15 of us on one account until it got stopped recently. But, yeah.
Well, I'm on my sister's Netflix and my sister's Hulu.
Nice.
But she uses my Amazon Prime when she wants to order something. So.
Well, that's a fair deal then.
I think so.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime's pretty. It's $60 a year, I think.
Oh, huh. I'll have to look into that. They're producing a lot of content, like shows and movies.
Yeah, and some of them are really good.
Huh.
Like Bosch is one of their shows. It's like a detective thing.
Okay.
It's really cool. But anyway, so the avocado telethon, that's a lot of fun. I'm excited to see how that goes. Hopefully I can be a part of it in some way.
Yeah, I hope you or the Torch or both can come down and even read the newspaper into the camera. It would be awesome.
It'd be really fun to get like an armchair and like a cup of coffee or like a cigar and like just have we cast an old man to read it to us.
That would be great. Okay, let me know if you find it old man somewhere.
Both my grandpas are passed on, so that's not an option. But if anyone's grandpa is kind of like a really stereotypically old man reading a newspaper kind of look.
Yeah, let us know, grandpas.
Yeah. All right. I have notes on what to talk about on the show, and the only thing I have in terms of things to talk about before news is bunnies. I don't know if you have any, because another friend of mine got a bunny as a pet recently. Devin, how do you feel about bunnies as pets?
As pets, I wouldn't have one myself. That's for sure. I guess compared to like a cat or a dog, they're a little less maintenance, I would think.
I would think so.
Definitely less maintenance than a dog. You could probably argue the cat. Because you can, we were talking about this before we rolled, you can train a cat to use a litter box, but we don't know if you can do that with a bunny.
Yeah, I didn't care enough to look it up, but I don't think you can train a bunny to use the restroom in a certain area. I think it kind of just goes. Yeah.
Well, right, because they're just kind of these little pellets, right? You've seen a bunny cage.
Of course, yes.
They look like Cocoa Puffs or something.
Right.
Yeah, so probably not.
The other thing about bunnies is cats and dogs especially, but cats to a certain extent care about their owner. Like they feel affection toward it. I don't think a bunny does.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the emotional complexity of a bunny.
Right.
But I think it still does offer the same like therapeutic value if it gets like purring or whatever and you hold it and you're stressed out with school. I don't know. I have other things to relieve stress with than a pet that costs me a lot of money. So I don't know.
I'm a reader in terms of when I need to relax or forget about things. I try to read as much as I can.
That's good. I need to do more of that.
Yeah.
I have a stack of books that probably make me look really smart, but I've only read the introduction to all of them.
Well, good for you. At least you're reading something, even if it's the introduction to a lot of books.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into news. I don't like every week. I don't have every article written up for the pod, but we have a few interesting ones. So the first one is OMSS which is the Office of Multicultural Student Services, has started the #NoType campaign. The campaign is aimed at breaking down stereotypes at Ferris. From what I understand, No Type is a play on the rap song No Type by Ray Sherman, I think it's called, or Sermon, or have you heard that?
Ray Sherman. I was asking someone the other night how to pronounce that. Those guys are really goofy.
Big time.
I think they're kind of fun.
Well, I think they're one of those bands that are really fun to listen to. I wouldn't call them good or like. But
yeah, I didn't like the music.
They're not really a
like,
band.
I saw an interview with them where they were being very funny. Yeah. So I guess they're the cool thing right now.
Yeah, and I think they're like 17 or like 19.
They're super
they're really young.
That's also kind of alarming. It's like, why haven't we reached that level of success yet?
Yeah, that's true. Their song No Type, they say, I ain't got no type. I think that's like the first line.
Oh, okay.
And then it uses some bad words that I might not be able to say here on the podcast, but I ain't got no type, bad B words are the only thing that I like. That's their line.
Okay.
And I was thinking, if you only like bad B words, isn't that your type?
Yeah.
So
I would say.
Right. So I would say I only got one type. They should change it to that.
Or I only have one type.
Yeah.
If we're, following
I only
AP.
Well, this is a podcast. So anyway, let's see. The #NoType campaign is a way to keep up the discussion about race and stereotyping on campus. So it's just we're keeping up with what we need to do in terms of that.
So like a social media thing?
Right. They have an Instagram challenge. They also will have events at the UC and at Flight.
Cool.
So if you're interested in that, I encourage you to look those up on the Torches website, or I'm sure the OMSS has a Facebook or something like that. You can look that stuff up.
Says they have an Instagram account at FSUOMSS.
Okay, so look that up.
Fun.
All right, Ferris students volunteer at the Salvation Army. I saw a couple of students that I know outside of Walgreens doing the Salvation Army with the bell and the red thing. So I think it says 150 students volunteered, which is huge. I would not think that so many people.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like all day through this whole season, and if they're even in like 2-hour shifts, I don't know what it is. That's a lot of people.
It's one of those things. It's really cold out, and you got to stand there. It takes a lot of dedication to do that.
Yeah, I've never done it myself, but I always like have respect for the people that do. Although I did see one of them recently, not at that one, but a different one, not ringing the bell with their phone out. It's like you can use your phone in one hand, ring the bell in the other.
Yeah.
Like come on.
I actually think that's worse.
Yeah, it might be.
If the phone
worse.
is in one hand and the bell's in the other, you're saying donate or whatever. If your phone if it's just your phone, then you're at least saying, well, I don't care. I mean, just
true. Yeah, I'm foregoing all hope that you'll donate.
Let's see. Oh, by the way, I saw Bad Santa 2 recently. I don't know if you saw the first Bad Santa.
Is that the Billy Bob one?
Billy Bob Thornton, yeah. It was not very good, but it was all about. I don't think they actually used the Salvation Army's name, but they were going to rob a charity that had the bells and everything.
Like steal the bucket.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, they take all the buckets into a safe, and then Billy Bob Thornton can crack the safe.
Interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. The first one's very funny though.
Okay.
We'll get into Christmas movies a little bit later in the show though. I think you got a hard out too here at. You got to work this evening.
I have to meet with another group in this building at 9.
So okay. So yeah, we're pretty good. All right. Ferris students and faculty are working together to end cancer, and this time they're using the welding program. So the welding program is building a fire ring to whoever bids the highest, and the money will go to a cancer charity. I'm not sure what a fire ring is.
Like for a fire pit?
Maybe. They had a list of shapes that they could make. I think a bulldog was one. BR High School logo was another one. A deer. So if you they're raising money through the online auction. If you win the auction, then you get to choose what style fire ring you get.
That's cool. The welding program's done a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah,
recently.
they have.
I mean, they have stuff all over town that they made, but the thing in Mitchell Creek Park that the Torches
that pavilion looking and they have some stuff right outside of Crankers too, if I understand it right, like a fence
on the patio.
Yeah, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Parking garage is out of the question. So there's been a lot of talk about parking recently and for probably the last 300 years at Ferris. I don't know if they had cars. I don't think they had cars 300 years ago, but even then they were probably still talking about parking.
Right.
So. The final answer is no parking garage because I guess it would cost $20,000 per parked car. That seems so exaggerated.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't have a huge opinion on parking because I'm pretty sure I am the closest I don't live on campus. I'm the closest Big Rapids resident to Ferris campus. I don't know if that tells you
where do you live?
But, right across from the UC in that barn-shaped house.
Ah, okay, okay.
So
you're right there
for another week.
Yeah.
But so I don't have a huge opinion on it, but I think it's interesting in that article, the city manager, Steve Sobers, talks about it and was like, hey, anything, and I've spoken to him a few times for different stuff. He's always just like, anything that will make the area better and more awesome.
Yeah.
A word for it.
Yeah,
so,
it's a good attitude to have.
I think he's a great city manager.
Yeah.
That's a little beside the point of parking, but.
Well, the point is that parking is parking. It's a college campus, and I doubt we're the only school in America. We're probably one of every school that has parking issues. And I really don't think it's that big of an issue, honestly. Once in a great while I'll have an issue, but I get to class pretty early, and I park. And even if I'm coming to campus at like 3 to go to the library or something, still, as long as you drive around, it maybe takes 10 minutes to find a spot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big deal.
I think people like to find, I guess I'll just say reasons to complain. Like you have a stressful schedule, you're going to class, and you're working hard, but you want some sort of scapegoat to say, like,
right.
That's why I was a minute late to class that one time.
Or if maybe they're not happy in general, they want a reason to be unhappy. Mm-hmm. So if you're in a bad mood and you don't know why, parking, that's why. Just a thought.
Right.
As a psych major, everything I say is 100% correct when it comes to things of the mind.
Right, yeah, you've thought it through to the level of like a thesis.
Correct. And I have written a thesis about parking and frustration and, general unhappiness. Look that up. It's on PsycInfo, the database.
Wow. Kip Bybee, PhD.
No.
Someday?
No, I don't think so. I think the psych major, in terms of, studying psychology is going to end here in May when I graduate.
Okay.
But I have enjoyed it.
Nice.
All right, crimes of the week. So I only picked 4 because we spent a lot of times on crimes lately. But there was a small car chase, a short car chase, as to say, with the police involved. So I guess the car was chased in downtown, and 3 males hopped out of the car and ran, and they were all caught. It doesn't say why, but they were all put in jail for various charges.
What, like drugs or?
It really doesn't specify. If you want to look through the crime thing, maybe I'm wrong.
I'm into it. Well, I'm thinking that's the only reason that they would then get out of the car and run.
Yeah, there has to be a reason, but
on multiple counts, yeah.
Yeah, it just says multiple counts.
We can probably assume that's drugs.
Drugs or warrants or whatever.
I wrote these for a year, and that's almost always what it is.
Yeah, that's true. All right, someone was pulled over and found to be a minor in possession of alcohol, and the alcohol was confiscated, and the person was let go with a warning. I love reading that.
Wait, where is this now? Where did this happen?
In Big Rapids, I imagine.
Oh, in the city, not in a residence hall.
No, okay. They were pulled over for faulty equipment, and the driver had alcohol. Wasn't drinking and driving, but had alcohol in the car and was let go with a warning. You don't see that every day.
No.
But I'm happy it happens once in a while.
They must have been cooperative.
Yeah, you have to. I think it's one of those things where if you just are completely straight with everything going on, just don't lie at all. Don't. If they ask you, is there anything in the car we should know about? Say, yes, there's alcohol. You'll probably get an MIP, but that's your best chance of not getting one.
Yeah, I heard an interesting thing out of Colorado recently. Not to derail this too much, but that someone got pulled over, similar situation with marijuana, which is now legal in Colorado, and was arrested for driving under the influence when she had marijuana in the car but was not under the influence of it, just because she had it, and they don't have an effective way to test for whether you're high or not. But it ended up going quite a ways up the court system and got overturned in her favor. Yeah. I thought that was kind of interesting. It would.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think it sounds like the police officers were upset about something.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I got to imagine a lot of police officers are anti-marijuana for a lot of reasons, and it's got to be tough when a state legalizes it and there are people out smoking everywhere and driving with it. You've got to still have some of those biases toward enforcement.
I think you're right. Yeah. All right, we got another thing. Deer damaged a parked car. So there was a car parked and a deer. What I think happened is the owner of the car is a hunter and probably killed a family member of the deer.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
There's really no other reason to deer. So yeah, it's one of those things. I don't think a deer. I think a deer is a pretty passive animal in general, so it's not going to go kill the person that killed their family member, but it'll do some damage to the car as retribution.
Yeah. Oh, I see. We have a cartoon here.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fun. He's hitting it with a golf club.
Yeah.
It said, "Deer was here."
Yeah.
On the car.
Yeah, that's fun.
Those cartoons are great, by the way.
They really are.
Michaela
they really
does a fantastic job.
Yeah, she's the best in the biz. All right, let's see. That's it for crimes. But we have another thing here, a lifestyles article about smoking on campus. And this article it interviewed a couple of people that were smokers, and it basically, it's a question of whether smoking should be allowed on campus or not.
Mm-hmm. And is this smoking cigarettes exclusively, or is this are we talking about vapes here?
I understand it's about cigarettes, and one of the persons in the people in the article said that he uses a vape to quit smoking. I think that's probably a good reason to use a vape.
Yeah, I have some friends that actually I just went home for Thanksgiving and was like really pleased to hear that my friend who quit smoking cigarettes and became an extreme vapist.
Yeah.
That's my term.
Yeah.
He had stopped even vaping, so
Wow.
he was on the path to being smoke free. Now he totally is. I didn't think it was possible. I thought it would just be one substitute for the other, but I guess it works for some people.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I think we've already talked about it on the show about smoking on campus. My opinion is it should not be banned. I think that 25 feet from the building is a good rule, and I think if I had one request for smokers at Ferris, I'd say be more careful with your cigarette butts, especially in the winter. A lot of times when the snow melts, you'll see just piles of cigarette butts outside of campus.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me a ton that it happens on campus. I mean, in front of buildings, that's annoying. But I guess I would like to see it happen when we get closer to that as a nation. Because I think we're on our way there to fewer people smoking cigarettes, and as we get there, maybe it'll be more of a consideration.
Yeah, well, I think that smoking statistically it's gone down a huge number since the 50s, things like that.
Yeah,
but I don't think it'll ever fully go away.
Yeah, 16-year-old kids need something to rebel with.
Yeah, and if that's, I mean, maybe it'll be replaced by vaping or whatever the next big thing will be, but I think there's always going to be a vice that gets picked up around 15, 16 years old.
Totally. I guess the question is, though, like, should Ferris take the proactive approach and say, hey, we're ahead of the curve. This is coming for lots of places. We're not having any cigarettes on campus.
Yeah, I get that smoking
that would be cool, I guess, if you think of it that way. But
ideally, smoking shouldn't happen, or ideally in our ideal world, there's no such thing as a cigarette. But I think philosophically, people should be allowed generally to do what they want as long as it doesn't affect other people. And I think smoking, it has potential to affect other people depending on where you do it, if you litter. But to me, I just don't think it should be banned, philosophically.
Yeah. I mean, hey, when President Obama first went into office, there were rumblings of him still sneaking in Newport, out on the lawn.
From what I understand, Newports are kind of the lower end. I'm not a smoker, but
I think they're, I don't know how to put it. I know they're like a cool thing for some people. I don't know.
All right.
Well, I know I remember around the 2012 election, Snoop Dogg was saying, hey, Obama smokes Newports. That's really cool. Yeah. He put out a list of why to vote for Obama and not vote for Romney.
He smokes in Newports is on the list?
Yeah, it was like he's got a good jump shot when he plays hoop.
That's true.
He's friends with Beyonce. And then for Mitt Romney, it was like, he's got a dancing horse. Don't vote for him.
Yeah.
So,
well, Mitt Romney isn't like a cool guy, but
he looks like a president.
That's true.
Say that.
He looks like what a movie would have an evil president look like.
Yes, like if you were to manufacture a president in a factory, that's what it would look like.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm gonna jump back to this in a minute, but the Santa Claus, I think it's 2. Where they make a version of Santa Claus like as a toy.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
That's maybe what Mitt Romney is.
Yeah.
But okay, we'll get back to that in a minute. Right. Bulldog football plays GVSU in the quarterfinals this Saturday at 1 p.m. Mm-hmm. That's at Grand Valley.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a rematch, and Grand Valley won before. So
I'm hearing that we're poised to beat them. It was a pretty exciting game over Thanksgiving break. I'm told. I work at Crankers, and we had lots of people come in after cheering and saying, like, we're going to do it. Sorry?
Did Ferris play over Thanksgiving break?
Yeah, on Saturday.
I'm out of the loop. Who'd they play?
I don't know. But I drove by, and it looked to be 100 people in the stands.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here to Tom DeLuca, the hypnotist. Will be here. If you're listening to this the day it comes out, which is Thursday, we'll be here tonight, and that's December 1st. So if you're into hypnosis, go check that out.
I love Tom DeLuca. Have you seen him?
Yes, and I'm not a hypnosis guy. It freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, like I want to not believe it at all, but I've seen him twice now, and I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah.
He completely controls these people.
It's really bizarre. When I was in high school, I took a bunch of psych classes, and all the psych students every year got to go see a hypnotist. And one year, or this is not one of those times that we had like a senior all night party. You know, like they throw a thing for the seniors graduating at high school. So we all went to this gym, and he was going to come perform as part of our little party thing. And so we're sitting in the stands waiting for him. It's not Tom DeLuca. I don't know what this guy's name was, but I should be respectful.
Hypnotist X.
Yes. So he didn't show up. So we're all upset, and they're like, all right, go back to partying or whatever you guys are doing. And then we found out the next day that he hit a deer and veered into the woods.
Wow.
On his way there. And I don't want to get this wrong because I can't remember 100%, but I think he died on the way to our thing.
Wow.
And we were all upset at the time. We were like, oh, this guy skipped our thing. Like, and I guess
Yikes.
So that's why I don't like hypnotists.
Because they
flake out on our parties.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Hopefully he is okay now and these jokes aren't super offensive, but they have
he's
potential.
listening in that stadium full of people.
He shows up to all the stadium playings of the pod.
Yeah. All
right, let's see. We have one more thing to talk about, which is Travis Sacher's opinion about Christmas movies, and that his opinion is that he loves them. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious how you feel about them.
I love some of them. Like, my family, it's the Home Alone series, particularly Home Alone 1 and 2, because they're, I mean, if you really want to get nerdy about it, you got John Hughes, the writer, fantastic. He's one of the greatest writers of movies ever. Chris Columbus directing. I don't really know much about Chris Columbus, but he's a good director.
Did you look all this stuff up before you showed up here?
I know too much about movies for no reason.
Guess.
But the main thing here, John Williams on the score. So you
didn't even mention Joe Pesci though. I really thought
I thought
you were going
that's a big deal too. Yeah, Joe Pesci is the essential. Yeah, I love his stammering in that movie. He touches a hot doorknob.
Yeah.
And he can't swear because it's a kid's movie, but he kind of just goes, and it's hilarious every time.
Devin, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you, Kip. I'm so glad that you have continued to podcast.
Yeah, I'm glad it's been working out. And thanks so much for the idea. And also, good luck with you're graduating here in a couple weeks, and I think you're going to do great things.
Oh, thank you.
Don't lose your musical ability either. Some people let that slip. I think you have a real talent.
Oh, no. To my detriment, I will not stop.
Okay, good.
I will be in a cardboard box before that. Yeah.
Great. All right, thanks a bunch.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and Ferris, like and share the pod. If you made it this far, you might as well like and share. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.